Hey guys, how you doing? It's Art from Art's Model Trains. So back with layout update number 3. Made a lot of progress since the last time I gave you guys a video. Been a little busy with work and stuff like that, so it's been a while since I put a video out. But I also realized that when I did the last video, I didn't update how I did the back of the layout. I only talked about the front of the layout. So I have some video and footage from when I did that work. I'll put that together in another video. But right now, let's just talk about how we got the main line finished off and running and what our plans are going forward. Okay, so first let me just apologize for the layout being a little bit of a mess. It is still a work in progress. But as you can see, we have the front of the table finished off, and I'll go through some of the details on that. But let's go and talk about the couple of issues I had previously. So if you remember from the last video, I was having problems with this Gargrave switch back here. And what I discovered is once I actually got this track on cork roadbed and screwed down properly, I just had to bend one of those tracks in just a slight little bit, and I've had no issues. I was only having problems with one car. Now I'm having no issues at all. That Gargrave switch back there has been fantastic. So it's a different story on this side of the layout. I continued to have problems with the Gargrave 054 switch that I had here, just because of the way you were entering off the curve and going back out through the curve here. All my engines kept picking that switch arm there, and if not, it just looked really rough going through that switch. So while I was at York this year, I went over to the Ross booth and I bought a Ross custom switch. This is an 054, swapped out the Gargrave switch for this Ross switch, and I've had zero problems since. And again, I was even having problems with that Gargrave switch once I screwed down all the track and put all the cork roadbed underneath. So what I ended up doing was actually taking that Gargrave switch and moving it down to the middle of the layout here, and I'll back up so you can kind of see where it is in the middle of the layout. And I actually just made another little siding using that switch, and it has not caused any problems going straight through that intersection there, no problems at all. And I was able to create a nice little siding to store some engines. And what I did was actually buy a little switch off of Amazon so that I could flip the power on and off for that siding and store engines on there, either conventional or command. All right, now I'll take a step back, and you guys can see I've put, obviously painted all the board, and I've put cork roadbed and screwed down all the track. And as you can see, that 054 loop fits perfectly on this. And as I said, I extended this part of the table here about 10 inches, and this part of the table here about 12 inches. So it's a full 5 feet here and a little under 5 feet deep over there. So it fits perfectly, and I have the Y set up here and the switch set up there to go into a new section of the layout that I'm building kind of behind the camera here. And I used cork roadbed under the track, Midwest cork roadbed that I bought off of trains.com. And if you guys aren't using trains.com, you should be. And if you do use their site, please use my coupon code AMT on your next purchase. So the cork roadbed worked great. I glued that down, just lightly glued it down, and then screwed the track in on top, and it holds perfectly. It is hard to find cork roadbed these days. I heard that there was a problem with cork trees. So it is hard to get some of this now. I had to buy another batch off of eBay because I could not find any in other stores to use on the rest of the layout. And then one other change I made, if you watched a video I did recently, I took out the Christmas layout, the permanent Christmas layout that was actually a layout underneath my table, and I put up this black curtain. And this is just Velcroed banquet table curtain that I bought off of Amazon at the proper length, and I just added Velcro under the table, and it works perfectly. And let me get you guys down here so you can get a better view of it. But it really makes a difference when it comes to how the layout looks, and also being able to hide and store stuff under the layout, which has been great. So next up is the extension of the layout into this corner behind the camera over here to my right. As you can see, I'll pop a better view of this up on the video. I have plans to work off of the Gargrave switches I have in this corner and make a loop of 048 track in the corner there with another yard. And that'll allow me to run some of my other engines on a longer run and keep the 054 stuff just combined on this layout. And that's the update for now, guys. As I said, I'm going to take some footage from when I did the backside of the table and make another short video out of that. But it's really coming along great, and it's really been a lot of fun to run some of the stuff, large or small, on these 054 curves. It really just makes a difference to have a wider radius curve. So thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you again next time.